And we're live and not muted.
We are live, not muted, and ready to watch Jaina the Frost Mage against the Sops.
We are, yeah.
Jaina the Frost Mage, Div 4 team. Sops, Div 5.
Yep. This is the...
Where
Oh,
did... Oh, Sops ended up 5th in Div 5 and Jaina 8th in Div 4.
the Sops actually after tiebreakers, or I don't know if it's after a team dropped out, but their official final standing was 4th. So they're one of the top higher seeds in Division 5.
Fair enough. So, could prove to be a challenge for Jaina the Frost Mage. I mean, we've certainly seen in previous seasons that you get through to this stage and some of the Div 5 teams can come along and beat the Div 4 teams. You are busy setting something up, I presume?
Always busy. Yeah. We played against Jaina the Frost Mage, I think, last season before in the Cup. Season before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the Epic Cup. This is the very first match of any playoff this season.
Is it?
Yeah, this is the first one the earliest one to be scheduled after the draw show on Sunday.
Fair enough. That makes it well worth watching then.
Yes.
After that few days break of any games.
Yeah.
It's been tough.
Very tough.
So I'm having a quick look at heroes that teams play. And Jimmy played 13 times for Jaina the Frost Mage. So there's an obvious ban straight out the gate. Are
Definitely.
the teams picking the map at the moment?
The map draft has just begun, and it was going to be first pick Jaina the Frost Mage and map pick for the Sops. So while that's going on, these two teams have played each other twice before. Did you know?
No, I did not.
Good job I said then. So in Season 8, these two teams played, and that was in Division 5, and the Sops came out 2-1 winners. They played again in Season 10, also in Division 5, and Jaina the Frost Mage won 2-0, so lifetime sort of head-to-head 1-1, so
yeah,
this is the decider.
Been a little bit of a while since Season 10, so things might have changed a bit for the Sops. Could be ready to come back and have a win.
Yeah.
Just having a look at the Sops map, seeing as their map choice. What maps have been banned?
It's just happening now. Sorry, just paying attention to the match lounge. Yes, no map bans as of yet.
What lounge is it?
Number 1.
Oh. Getting number 1. Been a long time since I've been there. Okay, so there for some of the streamers.
Okay. If they have portrait synergy, I don't mind making the lobby, but otherwise it's just could be a disaster. So looking at the history of these two teams, I think they've to double check so I don't give out any misinformation, but they've both played in the Epic Cup before. Yeah, Jaina the Frost Mage, they were in the group stage in Season 9. Season 10, they made it to the knockout stage, so that's after we played them in the group stage. They made it to the knockout stage but didn't get any further. The Sops, they first competed in the Epic Cup in Season 8, where they were in the group stage and they lost all their matches. And then last season they made it to the Epic Cup again, and they did win one of the matches, but didn't get any further. So they've been here before, and they'll definitely be wanting to get a bit further than they have in the past.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you're Jaina the Frost Mage, even though you're 8th, you'll still be thinking there's a shot at winning this. So, yeah,
definitely. Yeah, there's definitely been teams that have finished sort of, in the second seed of Division 4 who've gone on to win it, and same in other cups. It's not always the top teams who go on to win the knockout stage.
As we know.
It's really well, yeah. It is really different, isn't it? You know, teams can pull things out on that Saturday or Sunday and take you by surprise, and it's exciting. It's not always a given who's going to win.
Yeah. And first map ban has come out. It is Vizcaya Foundry, which is, I believe, the Sops' favorite map. So they've banned out the Sops' favorite.
Yeah.
Sops' second favorite is Dragonshire, which it's only been picked once by Jaina the Frost Mage, so it could be that as a second ban.
Yeah, quite possibly. So the first ban was Infernal Shrines by Sops, and then they've gone to ban Towers of Doom now. Another comfort of Jaina the Frost Mage.
I mean, they're banned out two of my favourite maps, so I'm not pleased with them. Infernal Shrines and Towers of Doom are great maps.
Can you make me party leader, by the way, when you get a chance?
Do I have to?
Well, if I did say I would create a lobby, I think if they want me to, so
I have issues.
Unless you want to do
it. I don't like relinquishing power to other people.
I'm so sorry.
Ultra Pass banned by Jaina the Frost Mage.
Didn't expect that. I don't think is that.
So Dragonshire, BOE, Cursed Hollow, and Braxis all let through, and they're all maps that the Sops have picked in the past. So they could take us to any one of those. The Dragonshire is the only one out of those they've picked twice.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. The pick is coming out now. Home scale is typing. The typing is finished. So, in the meantime,
they've both played such a large amount of heroes at this stage that it's hard to start predicting what strategies they might go to until we do see the map.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky.
Both teams heavily favour ETC, so we could see that prioritised as a ban or pick for them. So Dragonshire, Sops have gone to their second favourite map of the season.
Dragonshire is always a fun map.
They've played it 4 times. They have a 75% win rate on it. They picked it twice out of those 4 times that they played on it. So I imagine they will have a go-to strategy. The Sops do play Rexar, so I would guess that seeing as they played Rexar 7 times this season, that might be their preferred solo laner.
It would be very surprising not to see that banned.
They've also picked up Imperius a lot, so I would guess that's the backup option. Because looking at their list, it doesn't look like they have many other solo laner heroes. They played Leoric twice, other than that. So there is the potential strategy for them. Like I said, Jaina the Frost Mage have played Dragonshire. Well, picked Dragonshire once. They've played it 3 times. They are also rocking a 66% win rate on that, so not quite as high as Sops.
Oh, you're not in the lobby.
Pop in.
You were. I moved your jobs over, I'm sure. There we go.
Haters gonna hate. Another noob. We know him.
We do. Right.
Let's hope that it is an exciting opening match. Make it a good one, guys. You're starting off with very good portrait synergy, so that makes me happy.
Yeah, portrait synergy on both sides. Sops coming out with a bit of variety of one of the kind of, matching but not the same portraits. I will keep it on the loading screen just so everyone could admire the portrait synergy.
I'm disappointed not to see the Stukov corruption one on the Sops side. That's my favourite one of those heroes.
Yeah, sort of Nexus logos.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it can get higher than 5. If this is your most amount of spectators, we'll get a few more hopefully as this goes on. Are we against the Heroes Lounge Patreon game at the moment?
That is going on. We've got Yosh
Why
casting in Russian.
Why would people be watching that when it's not up against anything? Oh, is Yosh also casting this?
Yosh is, yeah, well, he's in the lobby, as you can see.
Ah. I thought you just turned up.
Just hanging out, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's casting it in Russian because we were casting it in English. So.
Oh, in that case, you've got loads of people watching.
Right, so Jaina the Frost Mage is ready. Yosh is ready. We are ready. Waiting on the Sops. I don't think they've said they're ready. As soon as they are, we'll head into draft. Meanwhile, okay. Contest is ready for some gambling of imaginary points.
Does someone need to remind the Sops they need to say they're ready?
I'll give them a little
there
nudge.
you go. Because it depends how long of the delay you have on this, but it might have taken a while. There we go. They are ready.
We're going in, so first pick, Jaina, make sure I've not messed anything up. So here we go, team.
Tank and Bruiser Choke is what I'm predicting in the ban phase here. I think both teams have very specific solo laners they like to play.
Okay. We've seen some weird things on Dragon Shy this season when we've been casting games.
Yeah.
Like, you know, taunt varying off lanes, and I just want to see a nice, good duel on the off lane. That's what I want to see. 2 good off laners. Not Rexar, apparently.
How about 2 bad offlaners fighting it?
As long as they're equally bad. If they are equally bad, then that's fine. I don't mind. As long as they have a good scrap. So, not surprised to see the Rexar. You anticipated that?
Yeah, I mean, if you just see that they've played Rexar 7 times, they've got an 85% win rate on him.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't risk it, do you?
No.
It's not fun to play against.
Kale fast banned out, one of the more played heroes by Jaina the Frost Mage. A good 87.5% win rate, so makes sense to ban it out.
Damage on the choke points around the objectives on this map as well, and on the rotation. You can just poke them and slow the rotation.
Tassadar
ban.
Yeah.
Top tier mage.
Top tier mage.
Again, they've got quite a good win rate on it, so I guess it's just something if you don't like playing against it, get rid of it.
Yeah, it's one of those. The force walls on the objective here can be devastating. It's very easy to land.
From the looks of it, Sops don't play Rhaegar. Oh, they played him once. So I was going to say, you don't need to worry about that Bloodlust Archon. Johanna. So I think we're going to see like ETC picked up early by one of the teams here.
Yeah.
I think they'll want to get it early because both teams do play him. Interestingly, though, he's only on a 54% win rate for Jaina the Frost Mage and only 44% win rate on Sops. So even though both teams prioritize him, he's actually one of their lowest win rate heroes.
Yeah, well, we do see him here picked up by Jaina, and Sops have picked up Cassia. Very meta at the moment.
Apparently so.
Apparently so.
I haven't developed the fear of Cassia that other people seem to have done.
That's because you're the tank, so while you're there trying to get to their back
right.
lane, we've got a Cassia killing all of us, you know.
Just power slider, it's fine. And Diablo.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Always exciting to see a Diablo.
Get people in those choke points, blow them up. I think we're going to... I'm just trying to have a look at what mages we might see now from the Sops. So their top 2 mages have both been banned. The Sylvanas... the Tassadar and the Kelphos. They might go Sylvanas as, not quite a mage, but they do play Orphea as the Bloodlust Jimmy.
Jimmy will be able to whittle that Diablo down.
They've played Jimmy 13 times this season and Rhaegar 8 times. So that's obviously going to be a go-to comfort strategy for them. They also play Greymane, so it wouldn't surprise me. There we go.
It would surprise you a lot to see them play Greymane, considering he's banned out. It'd be very impressive.
I was going to say, it wouldn't surprise me if they take it or it gets banned. But
there he goes. You don't even get a chance to say it and sound smart.
Sops thinking exactly the same as me. I don't know what else they might take. Maybe a full solo laner. It's not one of their favourites. Sonya's still available for them.
There's the Imperius. You mentioned that was sort of the backup for the Rexar, so...
Yeah, so you're really forcing Sops onto their third choice solo laner. I think it could be Leoric that comes out. I mean, APOC with an Entomb is quite effective, particularly if you get a Fend in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it drops off. I'm just having a look at the heroes. It drops off quite a bit after Imperius Rexar, doesn't it? It's, 8-7 games and then 2 for Leoric.
Yeah, they really don't have a priority solo lane after that. It might be something like a Lunara solo lane. Something a bit different.
Imagine. Stukov Sylvanas picked up. So a lot of damage between that Cassia and the Sylv, so ETC does need to be careful. If he gets silenced and can't power slide out.
You can blow up that ETC very easily with that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Rhaegar will have a cleanse, but that's every 60 seconds, is it? So, Leoric Nazebo.
Denial pick Leoric. And that Nazebo is just nice. Obviously, you're going to double soak, you're going to stack him up. He's going to be able to control that point quite well. I think that they're taking a while to pick this final option, so I do think that Leoric was possibly what they were looking at here.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they could go for more damage. They could go for a ranged solo laner. Try to just because Leoric actually struggles against something like that.
That's true.
Going for the Sonya, taking actually a hero that's played quite a lot by Jaina the Frost Mage. So rules were reversing a bit on the solo lane. They've swapped heroes. Sops did play Blaze. They could have picked him up as a solo laner.
Yeah. He would struggle against the Leoric though, right?
Have you set up betting?
It is very set up, don't you worry. I'm going to stay on this scene so everyone can admire the portrait synergy. Who are you thinking?
Well, you need to bet first because my Twitch chat had stopped working, so I am reopening it now.
Now, be tempted to go for Jaina the Frost Mage. They are the higher division team. And I do like their draft, but I'm worried about the Nazebo. I think Sops might be able to exploit that with some very good early game pressure, and so I'm going for Sops.
Okay, I wasn't expecting the Nazebo to round out that team comp. I think they're lacking bursty damage.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I agree with you that I'm a bit uncertain about it because of the Nazebo pick. At the same time, I'm also not a fan of the Sonya pick. I think the Sonya will do okay against Leoric. I think, I don't know. I said leap onto a Stukov silence with an APOC.
You're just thinking of that wombo, aren't you?
Yeah, that could be a pretty. I mean, whenever I pick Diablo, I'm thinking wombo combos.
Yeah,
bad habit of mine. But yeah, I'm thinking wombo combo potential on Sops definitely.
Yeah.
Less so with Jaina the Frost Mage, although Ravenous Spirit on an Entomb.
Yeah,
you're gonna deliver a lot of pain there.
I think it's just going to come down to the Nazebo. Are they going to get it stacked quick enough? Are the Sops going to exploit that and really pressure them early game or not?
Yeah, I think both teams want to go into this map prioritizing macro rather than team fights. I don't think either team has a particularly nice comp for getting early picks. Unless someone positions badly against Diablo. We'll have to see. So on the left, we do have Jaina the Frost Mage with Bri playing ETC, Volish playing Rhaegar, Barkman playing Leoric, Marble playing Reyna, and Grek playing Nazebo.
And on the right hand side, we have the Sops. We have Sopmeister on Sylvanas, Kistank on Cassia, Chromescale on Sonya, Nesta Glarson on Diablo, and Sozzy on Stukov.
Did my bet not go through?
Oh, it did. Oh, I saw
I'll
it.
just do it again, just
Do it
in
again,
case.
just in case.
An error occurred while placing your bet. You've already entered the contest. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fine. We're
Right.
all good. I can take all of your points.
Excellent. So, a little skirmish here, but not much happening.
Yeah, Sonya getting straight to top, which is, I think, the sensible choice because you're not expecting to see a kill here. They weren't very careful rotating.
Oh, Nazebo.
Oh, hello.
Trying to
Just
delay the rotation.
They weren't careful rotation, but yeah, Diablo is the threat really at this stage.
Yeah,
so you just got to be a bit careful of that.
It looked like Nazebo was trying to interrupt the rotation, and the Sops just did not expect it. I think if they were a bit more,
I wouldn't risk that again.
Yeah, they could have punished that, I think, but they were just really not expecting it. Block party coming out from ETC. I guess that makes sense against, the Cassia.
I mean, importantly, Rhaegar's straight onto the camp, whereas Sop's a little bit slower. And it'll be interesting to see if they go up and get the Bruiser camp as well quickly. Like we said, obviously, I expect macro is going to be really important, certainly in this early game, for if someone wants to establish the lead.
Yeah.
Bit slower clearing the waves by Jaina the Frost Mage. That surprises me.
Are they being patient and waiting for Nazebo, perhaps, to get his stacks?
Yeah.
Which can slow your rotations down a little bit.
Diablo gets the stun on ETC, but then actually moves him out of the silence, so it helps him a little bit. But Diablo taking perhaps more damage than he wants to, and he leaves Cassia to get CC'd but not blown up. She does escape. Good little heal from Stukov, keeping her in there. So yeah, first skirmishes. Both teams struggling to get that burst damage out to secure kills. There was some nice damage there from Sylvanas on Jimmy, and Jimmy gets isolated here. Lucky there wasn't a Stukov slow and silence on him, so he is able to walk out. There's the Stukov silence, and the Zebo working on his stacks.
Yeah, there's going to be some XP missed by the Sops here, but they're going to look for a kill to make up for that. Nice damage on ETC, but they won't be able to confirm a kill. Quick look at top lane, hopefully we won't miss anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks like Leoric's being fairly dominant here. He's been landing his train hopes, so yeah, getting the advantage over Sonya so far. And most importantly, he's kept that point showing as blue, so his team have a little bit less pressure on him.
Yeah, I think that's making the Sops try and keep that 4-man bot, which is they're really trying to keep hold of that while Sonya can't get the top objective. So yeah, they're missing out on the mid soak a little bit.
Nazebo getting caught on that wall, and
very nicely done.
He does zombie wall Sylvanas, but there's no one there to follow up on it.
Ooh, and Cassia goes down.
They're paying the price. I mean, this is the one thing that Jaina the Frost Mage really have to look out for. That positioning with the Diablo. Don't get yourself stunned, because that's the one situation in which you will die here.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we see some absolute god slows and silences from the Stukov, which I'm not expecting.
Both teams hit level 7. Nothing jumping out as a big surprise talent-wise. Nazebo going Toad builds, which I always approve of. Rhaegar's in a bit of trouble here. He's been stunned by the Diablo. The silence zones him.
Yeah, and that
90 health. He's getting out.
The expanding silence from Stukov is really going to make his job easy to control these points at bottom now.
No mistake this time.
Late. Too late to save the Cassia.
Yeah, that's that damage that I was mentioning earlier. It's just so much to heal through, especially for a Rhaegar. Zemo's gone top to help out Leoric. Sonya's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Sylvanas is
You're
going
gonna
up
really,
to
really struggle to gank a Sonya without some hard CC there.
Definitely. So Sylvanas going to make a start on the siege camp. Jimmy doing the same on the left.
Yeah, and
so all a bit calm for the minute.
We've obviously had a few deaths now, but there's no real advantage going either way for the teams.
No.
And I think this is going to favour Jaina because they obviously get that late game value of the Nazebo.
Yes. ETC getting stuck in his own Zebo zombie wall there and getting a Stukov silence. It was a nice combo between Grek and Stukov there, but
it's always nice when you can work with the other team.
Yeah, teamwork's nice.
DC going out on ETC, but obviously he just returns the favour. He is taking a lot of damage from Sylvanas, and he's going to be forced to back. That's going to be the problem for ETC, sustaining in these fights. Oh, Diablo's in trouble.
Nice escape. ETC falls low, but he's going to be okay.
Not only did ETC give Diablo the way out there, but then he missed the power slide, so wasn't able to stun him afterwards either. But yeah, that was a nice opportunity to kill Diablo.
So Sonya was a bit slow reacting to Leoric coming middle to channel, and she didn't quite get the top objective quick enough, so Leoric picks that up. Both teams hit level 10. Jaina putting pressure on bot as the Dragon Knight pushes mid and is now moving towards top.
I'm a little surprised.
Stukov's in a lot of trouble, and he goes down.
Little surprised to see Gargantuan picked by Nazebo. And I guess that shows he's possibly going to be focusing split pushing when the Dragon Knight's captured. But I really thought we'd see a Ravenous Spirit.
I mean, one reason not to do that is, well, two reasons. One, APOC. You know, you could just get caught by an APOC, you know, that's not even intended for you.
You could get Valkyrie. You could get
Valkyrie, yeah.
Silence Arrow.
The more we look at these, it looks scarier to go Ravenous Spirit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there'd be a lot for him to consider. But, I mean, at the time where you're using it, it's when you've got a mosh pit, it's when you've got into... They're going to be focused on other things at that stage.
That's true. Sylvanas is top with Sonya, helping her push Leoric back, although he seems to be fine with that. Jaina the Frost Mage picking up the Bruise camp on bot.
We see a well taken at top. We obviously see the fort taken at bottom. This Bruiser's going to give Jaina the Frost Mage a bit of time to breathe. It'll be interesting to see if they just try to push mid while Sops clear the Bruisers.
Yeah, I think...
Or if they try to get keep wall. They could go for it. They could try to be a bit aggressive, but they're not 13 yet. I would be possibly looking at trying to hit 13 first and then force a fight then.
So I think before long, Sops really need to start pushing their opponents, taking some team fights before Nazebo gets stacked.
Yeah.
Like this is their window in the game where they need to get some sort of advantage. You know, get a bit of a push on, win some team fights, get some push on.
Anton's saying he's surprised to see Leap, and I think I would be surprised to see Leap if I wasn't also focused on the wombo combos. But yeah, I would be going Leap because of the APOC, but, you know, because you've got that setup. But
I suppose, would you not want Wrath sort of... Can you fight off Leoric on the objective with Wrath? I don't know the solo lane.
Losing top. And I think she's just accepted that.
Yeah.
You probably could. I mean, realistically, it's just about dodging those
drain hopes.
Yeah. And then punishing him when you dodge it. But obviously, it's not as easy as that if you're playing against an experienced Leoric player. I mean, Leoric's keeping two of them busy at top with the help of that camp.
Yeah.
And he actually gets the channel straight away. We could see Nazebo pick this up.
This is going to be a quick capture.
Walked away from mid. Diablo had the possibility to interrupt there, but instead going back to help his team out. So yeah, very quick capture. Nicely done. That was just good macro awareness to say, yeah, they're being defensive right now. Again, Diablo thinking about rotating down behind the team and instead going the safe way around. So that just gives Jaina the Frost Mage a few extra seconds of pushing with numbers advantage. They're going to back out now and go to the Dragon Knight? No.
Yeah,
That-
maybe.
I mean, I think their strategy quite clearly is to just push in a different lane to where the Dragon Knight
Yeah,
is.
it's been really
They-
nice so far.
They did exactly this last, and when you've got the Gargantuan, you can just obviously essentially use that to really help
Yeah.
push the lane
Oh,
down
nice
quickly.
Valkyrie on Raina.
Nice Valkyrie. Does kind of waste the APOC, but no worries, you still get the double kill. And now you've got Jaina the Frost Mage backing up, getting back to safety.
So they need to make this count. They've got 25 seconds now without Raina. Get some structure damage, or no camps are up. They need to do something right.
I'm wondering what ETC is going to do here. Get himself in trouble.
It's going to be okay.
Oh, missed opportunity there. Obviously, ETC was fortunate enough to be in the bush and have vision of them coming to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be nice to have seen them sort of take advantage of. They've got Sylvanas as well for the trait, so they could easily just at least take the front towers, maybe, if nothing too crazy.
When they got that double kill, they could have fought aggression straight away.
Yeah.
Tried to get the Valkyrie somewhere. I agree.
Bit of an aggressive rotation on Leoric perhaps here, but
I mean, Stukov can get that gank if he can land it. How much faith does he have in himself?
It does take a silence to gank
Leoric.
Oh,
they're so lucky there. I mean, the Diablo again saving the Leoric from the silence. It's not the first time he saved someone from it. Oh, Sylvanas running to the team. Say help.
So both teams hit 60.
Zombie Wolf stops the fight, buys them a bit of time.
Yeah.
I think that Leoric was so unlucky to die there because they kind of counter synergy.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's why I wasn't surprised to see the leap. The leap as a setup for the Stukov silence and for the APOC is great. Diablo, you have to have that discipline not to just flip them out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like you program it into yourself so much, isn't it? Charge flip.
Yes.
what you do all the time.
That's just how you Diablo, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're playing a combo like this now, you need to say, nah, I'm not doing that. Surprised DTC showed himself from that bush as well then. He could have gotten a nice 4-man power slide into a mosh pit, and he accidentally stepped out the bush and let them see it. Mosh now. He's silent, wailing arrow. And the mosh is too late. Bloodlust is also too late. I mean, Jimmy's getting a lot of damage out. Oh, Dukov in the back. Not sure which way to run because of the Gargantuan.
So, 35 seconds, 5v4. Sops need to get the objective here.
The Bloodlust Jimmy is exactly what they need to fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a shame that came after the ETC was dead.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the Rhaegar was silenced as well. Leoric picking up the Sonya kill. Obviously, we didn't see it, but I'm not that surprised. The Leoric has been winning the lane the whole time, and obviously the longer that happens, the more desperate the Sonya's going to get.
Yeah, she got caught by an into by the looks of it. Kind of putting a halt on the Sops advantage by winning that fight there.
Oh, no, the double
Zebo.
And I love the flailing swipe to follow up and get him into that corner. And
very nice body block.
Body block, silence, dead.
Okay,
You've got to... And I mean, I scream at our team when they do that, but that positioning around the Diablo, you know what he's looking for. Just don't do it. Even the ETC then, he's positioning so that he can get stunned into a wall. Just always be thinking about that Diablo angle.
ETC slides in, putting some damage on that Diablo. Ooh, big damage coming out on that Rhaegar. It's going to be okay for now. Sonya's coming bot. She's got leap up, so if anyone steps forwards, they could be getting
the balance. Very lucky to get away with that. I mean, I'm not seeing any huge shocks in the talents.
No.
Dagger build for Sylvanas, usual build for Diablo. Cassia isn't what I'd go for, but I go for the wrong build. Toad's on the Zebo as well.
The Zebo's on 149 stacks, so he by level 20 he's going to be very close if he's not there to full stack. So Sops need to do something soon. I feel like they've maybe squandered a little bit of an opportunity to secure an objective after they've got these kills.
They've won fights and then not made use of it on the map afterwards. power slide going out on the Diablo, but that's a big zoning.
Mosh interrupted, put on 10-second cooldown.
That just means he's going to look for it again, though. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Sonya might be coming down here. No, she's staying up there. So
you can tell that ETC's positioning very aggressive. He's looking for a pick with a lot of intent right now. And they're going to take this fight in mid, fighting into the level 20. Nice stun on the ETC. He does manage to get the slide on the Diablo and get back to safety. And now both teams are level 20.
Here comes Sonya. There's the Valkyrie on the Zebo. She's going to leap in. It's the Jimmy. Bloodlust comes out. ETC gets destroyed by Sylv and Cassia.
Yeah. And he had nowhere to run because of the APOC. I mean, I'm surprised the Sops are still taking this fight. They want to get away.
Ooh,
They've
nice
got
heal
a
by
nice
Stukov.
heal there for Stukov, keeping everyone alive.
Sylvanas might be in trouble.
She's not going to get out. She's going to Banshee to the Zebo. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Leo picks up the objective. It's 1-for-1 in terms of kills.
Good positioning by Nazebo just to cut off Sylvanas' escape there. That gives them 60 seconds advantage with the Dragon Knight. Push in and try to go for it.
So Nazebo is stacked now, so that's going to be some massive siege damage going out with these toads as well. Look at that. Look at that on those towers. It's like a third of its health.
Yeah.
In a few toads.
When he puts the Gargantuan down as well, that keep is going to fall so quickly. But I think he'll probably save it for the core, because that keep is already losing a lot of health.
With a stun
put it down. He has to put it down. There's the leap, but the cleanse was already out on Jimmy. They don't have Bloodlust yet, though, so Rhaegar falls. Zebo and Jimmy trying to put out a lot of damage, but yeah, that Sonya in the back is going to be trouble for them, and they are going to have to just try to save themselves now. Jimmy's dead. There's no way they save him. ETC turning up. There's
a Diablo. Can he get the charge on the Zebo? He can.
Yes, he can.
There's the mosh pit. There's no interrupt. Oh, there's the flailing arm.
It was a lot of damage from that Nazebo when he did come out of that ice block, but yeah, it's definitely not enough alone.
5 seconds left on the Dragon Knight. The Sops have managed to get 3 kills, which is fantastic. They need to be aggressive. They need to get some structure damage. You've got Sylvanas.
This is exactly what we've been talking about. The Diablo won the fight. His first instinct was to back. Oh, Leo gets the nice tomb, but you're a tank and a bruiser versus 5 of them. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well just stay alive. Just focus on getting back to safety there. But yeah, come on, aggression from Sops. Sylvanas soloing that siege camp is giving them no value right now.
Yeah, if I was on the Sops team right now, I would be pinging that bottom fort. Get there now.
She used her trait on that siege camp as well, which means it's on cooldown now.
Was that the trait, or was that just the... What's she gone for and for?
She doesn't have
Yes, it was. Yeah, okay. Right, so we should see him push in here now, but Jaina the Frost Mage are back, so they're going to be able to defend this.
And instead they're getting the bruisers and going to try to push with that. I mean, it will still give them an advantage, obviously pushing with the bruisers, but not as much as an advantage as they had.
Yeah,
and they ping danger, they are repositioning. I mean, is someone going to misposition here and let Diablo get a stun? There's not much to stun on. He's looking at ETC at that top wall at the moment. But his team are going much more passive, so he's going to have to get back to
There's
safety.
The leap.
No follow-up.
Out on Jaina.
That leap was too early compared to where the team was. Here's the Bloodlust. Jimmy starts putting the damage out. APOC misses everyone. Silence and Tomb gets 2 of them. Oh, nice flailing swipe, manages to save himself. But they're trying to disengage. It's not going to happen. Diablo falls. It's going to be Cassia next. It has to be her next.
Rhaegar goes down to the Wailing Arrow.
Gets the greed. ETC as well. I'm
Cassia's got a lot of damage going out on her.
Stukov does a great job healing Cassia back up there. I cannot believe it how that fight turned around after that first kill.
Yeah, so Diablo's come back using his soul, so hopefully we'll see, for their sake, we'll see the Sops take their first objective here. They can send 2 top to make sure they force Leo off the point, and they should be able to secure that.
It feels tough saying it was recklessness, just getting that bloodlust, that greed for more kills after that first one. But yeah, I mean, nice job by Sylvanas, just a Wailing Arrow,
definitely
get a kill, silence them and give you that counter engage.
Yeah.
you wouldn't have necessarily expected it. I probably would have thought that the Wailing Arrow would have already been used.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Yeah, you would have expected by that point, but perfect timing in the end.
Is Sylvanas going to get the Dragon Knight and push the lane together?
They could. Oh yeah, they're going for it. And push through mid, try and even things up a bit here. Surely you can get a keep at this stage. For 90% health left, you can... As long as that Jimmy doesn't put out too much damage.
I can't believe that Silence and Tomb got 2 people but didn't result in their death.
Yeah, they just weren't taking any damage. The follow-up wasn't there.
And then as soon as the Silence ended, Stukov just went, no thank you, flaming swipe it away.
So going for the top fort now, rather than pushing on for a keep, which is the safer choice. Is big
I
damage.
think maybe Leoric should have taken the punt away rather than race walking
definitely.
it. Should have taken that.
So
commentary. I don't even know what that means. Stun on Nazebo again, but no follow-up. It was good timing with the ice block, obviously, just to save himself there.
Yeah, all heroics are up, so Sops need to be careful here, just if they're not quite ready for that fight. Need to be wary of the Silence and Tomb in the mosh pit.
Yeah, I mean, they got that Dragon Knight, they got the fort in mid, but again, not as much value as I would have hoped from it. They had a really nice advantage there.
Yeah.
We're not going to see an invade, I don't think. I mean, Sops have gotten their camp quickly, so they might think about going across now. I mean, ETC knows where they all are, and they now know where ETC is, so King of Danger comes out, get back to safety. Nice power slide into the mosh pit, but Flailing Swipe comes out. Valkyrie misses everyone. You got Cassia in the back line. Bloodlust coming out on Jimmy. Cassia's not knowing what to do with herself, and now we've got a 3-person in Tomb going to lead to a load of kills here. And what does Cassia do? Walk back into that back line and gets absolutely obliterated. If you just watch that replay there, Cassia contributed nothing in that fight because she got cut off at the back, and she went to move around back to safety, and then by the time she decided to join the fight, everyone was dead and they could just turn on her.
Yeah.
And this has got to be GG. Jimmy's going to do a whole load of damage to that core, and so is Nazebo.
Yeah, the hesitation was really costly there. Sonya's going to go down now.
Sonya's died. She felt the full wrath of those toads.
It was a really nice bolt into power slide into mosh pit. I know it got interrupted quickly, but it really caught the Sops off guard, and they just...
It set everything up, and it set up for that in Tomb as well.
Yeah, the Sops didn't really know how to react. They weren't ready for that fight. They were just going to take the Bruiser camp and then, you know,
I mean,
look for the fight.
As soon as they saw that ETC was there, they knew to run, but ETC wasn't allowing it, was it?
No.
I didn't look. Did he have death metal as well?
No, he bolted into the...
Bolted into it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I've disconnected.
So,
hold on.
Seeing as you disconnected and you can't see it, who would you place your money on being top damage in that last game?
Despite that last fight, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cassia as top damage. Cassia or Sylve, because they've...
I can tell you now, Cassia was 4th, Sylvanas was 5th.
Oh.
Top damage was Leoric for 93,000.
Never would have expected that, but
he
well played.
Did 223,000 siege damage. So Soaps 25,000 XP. So Leoric
MVP.
Dominating that solo lane, punished Sonya the whole way through. And I think that's what it set Jaina the Frost Mage up really nicely to be able to not stress on the bottom, not to force anything, not to make any silly mistakes early game. And then, late game, Nazebo damage, Bloodlust with Jimmy as well. I wouldn't have appreciated being Sops there.
Yeah, I mean the Sops got. I mean, like I say, I got kicked out, but Sops got a lot more kills, didn't they? But they just didn't make anything of it.
Yeah, and I would say probably both teams won an equal amount of team fights. It certainly felt like.
Yeah.
But every time, and considering they had that Sylvanas, they just weren't able to make use of that and really push any structures down. Even when they got that Dragon Knight, they'd already taken bottom fort, and instead with the Dragon Knight at the end, they pushed mid fort when they could have just gone straight to bot keep and tried to look at putting pressure on there, possibly force the fight when Jaina the Frost Mage were a few people down. Really well played in the team fights generally, though. Like that Diablo was getting a lot of people out of positioning and punishing them for it. I disagree slightly with the Stukov build, but it did allow him to obviously put a silence down and then walk away and know that it was just going to remain there.
Yep.
Which was possibly a reaction to the fact that obviously he was dealing with bloodlust and having to run away as soon as he did put his silence down. Oh, someone's already wanted to get their bet in early for Jaina the Frost Mage in the next game. And are we about to look over to drafts?
Well, Sops have taken first pick. They are happy with all the maps that are remaining, which kind of looks like these teams do share a bit of a map pool, so that's understandable. So Jaina the Frost Mage going to pick up a map now.
Cool, and I am going to leave you to it while I go on the hunt for a drink.
Okay, so we see Cursed Hollow picked up by Jaina the Frost Mage. Nice, actually gone. So both of these teams have picked Cursed once, from what I can see. So no clear comfort there. Just preparing the lobby. So it'll be interesting to see any respect bans. I'm sure Yimmick will have plenty to say about that. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Jimmy ban.
Cursed Hollow.
Cursed Hollow.
Yes. This is an exciting map. I'm not surprised to see Jaina pick this.
No?
Big map. Gonna favour the macro game, which worked quite well for them. Obviously they had the dominant solo lane in the last game. But if you've got a team that struggled to kind of push and be decisive, well, that's going to not favour them here. Because you've got to be decisive about bosses and when to go for it and when to not.
I'll be back in just 2 seconds.
I suppose it's only fair that he abandons me back. I'll have a look at the preferred heroes and try to make some guesses. But I actually think we'll probably see fairly similar bans to the last game. I think they'll continue to try to choke out that kind of solo lane and main tank option. We saw some of the mages getting banned out. I'd be surprised if we see Kel'Thas banned again on this map. But if you're worried about that task, by all means continue to take it away, because Tastar can deal out a lot of damage in the choke points on this map. Just letting the teams know that Poppin is AFK, so
I'm not AFK. How dare you?
Cannot swap the teams. But it looks like Jaina Frost Mage are going to have a quick cigarette break, so we might have a 5-minute pause.
Yes.
I mean, he's Russian, so he might not be joking about having a pet bear.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's important to respect other cultures, so if that is normal, then good for him.
If he has a pet bear, I think we should all go visit him in real life. So I was just discussing bans, and I said I expect to see solo lane choke again. I perhaps would allow the Kel'Thas through, because I wouldn't be too scared of him on this map. But I would be very respectful of a Tastar on this map.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, there's still some sort of choke points for the living bomb value.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. If you really don't want to play against it, then
So immobile and unable to peel for himself, though, that a lot of the time you're fighting overextended.
Mhm.
And that's why, like, if they pick Kelphos and it's against the dive comp, he's got nowhere to run to unless his team peels for him like absolute gods.
Yeah.
Whereas, Tassadar, you've got your force wall to protect yourself. You can pick up the Ord escape button. I don't know what it's called. Psionic shift, something like that, to escape.
Something dimensional shift, is it?
Dimensional shift. There we go. Sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's...
But like on a Tassadar, there's those options to escape, and you can still punish people in choke points.
Yep. You think? Have you seen either of these teams play any global heroes? I've not.
No, I mean other than the ETCs, could see Lunara because obviously the Wisp value on this map.
And the Sops have picked up Brightwing once and won, so that might be a consideration if the rest of the draft fits.
I think we'll see something similar in terms of isolating someone and blowing them up, whether it be Malfurion roots, an Ufa, something like that. Some sort of CC chain to set up a blow up.
Yeah. Deathwing has been picked up twice by Jaina the Frost Mage, so he's kind of a global, isn't he, to an extent? With his flying thing. I don't play enough Deathwing.
Very nice on this map because it's so choke pointy.
Yeah, so that could be something.
I mean, Deathwing's been banned against them 8 times as well.
So
even though they've only picked him twice, that might just be because he always gets banned on maps like this.
Yeah. I feel like he's getting forgotten about a bit, Deathwing, so as he starts to get banned a bit less, maybe we'll see him pop up a bit more, perhaps, maybe?
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we?
We will have to find out. We've not seen much Deathwing when we've been casting, I don't think, have we?
No. And we saw kind of people try a few comps with it and it not work out.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, we saw it on Braxis once, didn't we? I think, was it Braxis?
Yeah, it was Braxis.
Or did we just lose to it on Braxis? I can't remember.
No, we saw it where the strategy was essentially to fly bot and get ganks every time, but then they were doing it when the team wasn't overextended enough.
Right.
Couldn't tell you the teams, could tell you the strategy.
Yeah.
All right.
Another good map for Diablo.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I said I expect to see a similar strategy. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Diablo again.
Yeah,
I think we'll see the ETC prioritized again. Moshes are good here. Stage dive is good here. It's really nice.
Would you, in Sops banned out Johanna, would you be more tempted to ban the ETC and let the Johanna go? You know, wait till she's popped her unstoppable, then
force the engage.
Yeah.
It's tough because obviously she's such a meaty tank that on this map where you are fighting away from structures quite a lot, she's still quite a nice hero for the sustain kind of element of it. But yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't bother choking the tanks out at the moment because all of the tanks that they prioritize are good options. So even if you ban 1 or 2, something nice will get through.
Yeah.
And May's allowed now, isn't she?
She is. I completely forgot about that. Yes, May is available for the playoffs.
But she's got a few banned talents.
She has, which we will talk about in just a second, unless you remember what they are.
It's the Avalanche, isn't it?
Yes, the Avalanche Heroic.
Yeah.
Been banned, and at level 20, the name of it is Flash Freeze.
Yeah. So they're actually 2 of the more favoured talents for her. But I mean, the other ultimate 2 Avalanche, they're like Ice Wall thing. will be very effective on this map because you can just CC the entire team in a choke point with it. And again, there's if you're going for that other ultimate, its level 20 upgrade is very good, so you wouldn't be looking at flash freeze anyway.
Yeah.
So could see Mei on this map. Very nice fighting in choke points. Very good at grouping up a team and punishing them for it. So if you're looking at kind of AoE blow up, which is often favored on this map, it's either like AoE blow up or boss race, and kind of like a macro game. So if you're choosing the kind of team fight option over so yeah, if you're choosing team fight over macro, then that AoE option with the Mei could make her a favored choice. The reason why Avalanche is banned, I think you explained this. It's you can avalanche people into their own core, and they get stunned within their own core.
Yeah, it's not a core, is it? It's your base.
The like is it called?
The Nexus. There you go. Hall of Storms. Thank you, Anton.
Hall of Storms.
Oh, and it can actually force people out of the map permanently.
Nice.
So, well done, Blizzard.
Sounds like they did a lot of thorough testing on that before putting it in again.
So we're heading into draft. First pick to Sops.
First ban to the Sops.
First ban. And eventually pick.
Well, yeah. Who do you think?
The hacker, okay, so slight shift to the globals.
Yeah, get rid of that macro game.
Yeah.
Could still see a Leoric picked up again by Jaina after it worked so well for them in the last game. Top damage. I'd possibly respect the Leoric enough to get rid of it, or try to pick it up yourself.
Surprised a little to see the Rexar ban not. I wouldn't be surprised to see it sort of third banned, but I would have been surprised to see the Sops pick it up early on this map. Like, I feel like you can take advantage of a Rexar on this map. You know, it's hard for him to push forward if the lane's pushed out and all that. And I don't think you get as much value. Or if you are going to pick it up later on, you know. But
yeah, it's a map that you could allow him through on as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So Tassadar band, and then the respect onto the Diablo, which, like we said, Diablo map, so that makes sense.
He was really their problem in the last game, wasn't he? He was the reason why a lot of kills got picked up.
So that might have been a first pick idea for the Sops, so they're just having to rethink here, perhaps. They're going to take the Rhaegar away from their opponents. Possibly looking towards Bloodlust, or maybe, you know, just stick with a normal healing Rhaegar Ancestral and just denying it from their opponents.
I'm having a look at what they play that would go nicely with the Bloodlust. They play Imperious solo laner. He becomes an absolute monster under Bloodlust.
I mean,
other than that, I mean, they played Jimmy twice. They played Fenix twice.
Johanna Kael'thas coming out, Jaina the Frost Mage, so...
Kael'thas, get that AoE value and choke points.
Yeah, we were debating how good he is on this map, but yeah, I think they could get
it. I just don't think he's top tier mage at the moment.
No.
And certainly not on this map. There are other options.
I mean, you might even get living, you know, if the other team does go Bloodlust and they're just running into you grouping up, that's potential living bomb value and lots of AoE potential.
Having a Jaina with your Kael'thas gives you so good potential living bomb value.
So yeah, Cassia HC picked up. So you said in the end she didn't do crazy damage, but I thought they got good value from the Cassia. Like when they needed that damage, she did put that in.
And she got a few Valkyrie engages as well.
Yeah, some really nice Valkyries, which I think the majority of them led to picks, so... ETC not great into Johanna, but...
I'm trying to work out what Jaina's going to go with this. I would guess so, a Sops, because they're taking their time.
Yeah, I mean...
You could see the Grey main again.
Jimmy's still open if they fancy it. Their most picked hero. Can be good against the ETC, puts out a lot of damage. You can use your Q to knock him back when he power slides. You can interrupt mosh pits. They're going to steal away the Imperious before Sops get a chance and they pick up that Reina.
They're going to be able to do a fair amount of damage to bosses here then.
Yeah. I mean,
mean
if you've played that much Jimmy, he's such a reliable hero. You know, it seems daft not to pick him.
What's the support? Anduin is one of their preferred ones. So is Malfurion.
Yeah,
Malfurion roots with an Imperious and with a Kalphos is very nice.
Could be very nice. Artanis Li Ming. Didn't expect the Artanis, but...
Do you think the Artanis is picked up for the extra blinds on the Jimmy?
Could be.
He also gives them really nice boss potential. So he's quite nice as like a counter pick.
Yeah.
Does
he do okay against Imperious or not? Because I know Imperious is a bit of a boss in the...
I don't know who does well against Imperious, to be honest.
There's Stukov. Blast.
Stukov, so it's not what I expected, but same thing as the Malfurion, really. Follow up on that CC from the Imperious, really nice in the choke points. Gonna help Kalphos with spreading the living bomb. Just get people grouped up and make it hard for them to escape and spread out.
Yep. So no Mage just yet. Disappointingly.
No Mage just yet.
not in the battles, not in the picks.
I mean, it's quite nice when a hero comes into the game and isn't overpowered initially, so people aren't just trying to pick her up every game.
Yeah.
But she's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I think if she was overpowered, that could ruin the playoffs a bit because you'd see her teams thinking, well, we have she has to get banned every game, or she's just going to have a big influence, you know. I mean, last playoffs we saw Zul get reworked, and he was very strong. We got knocked out thanks to a Zul.
Yep.
So yeah, it's good that she's not dominating too much. I mean, we'll see how much. Obviously, this is the first match, so
yeah,
maybe that'll change. But
by the start of next season, we'll see her banned a lot more, I think.
Yeah. Right.
As people clock up the hours on her as well.
So here we go into game 2. It's 1-0 to Jaina the Frost Mage in the Epic Cup.
And on the left team, we do have Jaina the Frost Mage with Volish playing Stukov, Bree playing Johanna, Sparkman playing Imperious, Marble playing Jimmy, and Greg playing Kalphos. You also need to place your bets while you read out who's on.
I got the contest ready and forgot to actually do it. Right, it's up. On the right hand side we have the Sops who are looking to come back into this series. We have Sopmeister on Rhaegar, Kistank on Cassia, Sozzy on Li Ming, Chromescale on Artanis, and Snessaglan on ETC. So slight role change if I'm not mistaken. Sopmeister and Sozzy have changed. Sozzy was the Stukov last game and Sopmeister... Wait, who was the Stukov? Was that Sopmeister?
I did not pay attention to that at all, I'm afraid.
I half paid attention.
Artanis going straight to top and Imperious now going up and having to play catch up on that wave. But Jaina the Frostmaid's clear mid, they're looking to intercept the rotation, and almost like they sent something, Sops went very defensively on that rotation and avoided it.
Very well disciplined.
So Jimmy going to bottom alone and the rest of Jaina the Frostmage clearing mid. It's going to be a quick clear, and then they'll be able to go straight to camp from there, I would guess is their strategy, while Jimmy is just playing it safe at bottom, making sure he doesn't die. And as predicted, they go straight to the camp.
So, I'm no expert on this. So, I think, would it be better for Jaina to capture the Bruise camp first and then the Siege camp, judging by the first curse spawn? Tribute spawn?
Yes, you are right.
Because they've picked that up very early, so that should give Artanis a chance to clear it up if he's not pressured too much.
But it depends how dominant that Imperious is being in the top lane, because it might just swing that even more in his favour, and he might be able to start really pushing in. Ooh,
yeah,
Jimmy 1v1 with Cassia. She misses the blind, and she is punished for it. But here comes the gank on the Jimmy. He does not get away. Yeah, that slow is just going to allow that Li Ming to hit that damage. Jimmy, you have no disengage.
So Stukov and Kalphos picking up the Bruiser camp.
Well, Kalphos being left to do it very slowly.
So we see that Rhaegar's going to pick up the Bruiser camp on the side of the Sops. So the Siege camp pushing in on top now. Artanis starting to put a bit of damage out onto it. He'll try and clear that up. The Tribute's going to start counting down in about 5 seconds, so...
Heroes, gather tribute and earn my favor.
Looks like he's going to be able to get that Siege Giant down. There it is.
Yeah. But Imperius is, I mean, there's a bit of tower damage at top. There, obviously, you got Johanna pushing mid as well. I think Sops could clear mid quickly if they had chosen to.
Ooh.
But instead, Cassia getting into a bit of trouble. She does get back to safety and obviously taps the well to heal up. Sops are already set up and ready to try to channel the objective, but Jimmy's going to be able to interrupt Li Ming a couple times,
Yeah.
and there's no one there to really peel for the Li Ming. ETC prioritizing slowing the rotation down, but that just means there's stalemate in bottom, and both teams are eventually going to make their way down there.
Yeah, still a bit of still a bit of Bruiser to clear up in the middle, so...
Yeah, so Kel'Thas taps, he's clearing the bruisers. So it becomes a game for Jaina and Frostmage to just try to stall this out as long as possible without taking too much damage. So we've got to see some aggression from Sops to really zone them out.
Nice swap on Rainer.
Swap. That gets Jimmy into a lot of trouble. The blind comes out on Jimmy as well, and he's fully body blocked in there, but then that silence goes down on the 4 people that were body blocking him. Here comes the living bomb. It's not going to spread enough, and Artanis taking a lot of damage, but that shield keeps him alive.
Stukov surviving with a sliver.
Not able to kill it, and the fight is going to go the way of the Sops. Nice CC onto the fend. There goes 2 of Jaina the Frostmaid. All of their front lines dead. Jimmy's not bothering to go to the curse. He's heading straight to mid to start soaking.
Very nicely done by the Sops.
I mean, that swap obviously on Jimmy straight away gave them the advantages in that team fight. But then it was just the fact that Kel'Thas wasn't there. If Kel'Thas had been there when Stukov landed that 4-man silence, that would have really spelt the end for Sops, I think. So just a bit of unfortunate timing that swap came before Jaina and the Frostmage were ready.
Yeah.
If Kel'Thas had been able to get down there that little bit early, it would have been a really nice fight for them.
ETC posturing aggressively, maybe looking to help Artanis with a gank there, but...
Yeah, they know they can
Thinking
kill
about
that Jimmy fairly quickly.
There's the swap. Pixels away.
We both were so confident in it that we said it. We were like, there it is. That's happened.
Yeah. So 4 kills to 0 in favour of the Sops. They've got a little bit of an XP lead now. We saw, I think they were overall the better sort of team fighters in the first map. Like they got more kills. They just didn't seem to do much with it. So we'll see if they can take advantage of winning team fights in this map.
What we've seen quite early on from Li Ming on the Sops is that she is trying to poke down structures a bit just alone. So
yeah, they're getting a lot of value on bot.
Yeah, they are starting to push down a bit more than they did in the previous game, which is nice to see. Johanna's popped her unstoppable, so she's going to get herself in trouble here, and
Big
she
damage
is not
coming
going to get out. Yeah, easy mistake to do as Johanna. You pop that too early, and then you can't get back to safety in time. That really puts Jaina the Frostmage on the back foot. Kel'Thas doing a nice job poking in, but they are zoned out. Jimmy's in trouble. No one's there to help Jimmy. Imperius needs to get a nice spear here. Nope.
Level 10 for the Sops.
Imperius turning up was enough to deter them, and I don't think it should have been. I think they should have just gone for the Imperius as well.
Yeah.
They have level 10. They're going to take this fort here. That Li Ming can just keep poking it until they do something to zone her out, and this is what she's been doing all game so far. This is the reason why that fort has already taken so much damage. Now you've got Artanis soaking top, you've got ETC soaking mid. No one from Jaina and the Frostmage is top. You've now got 2 of them in mid. Imperius is doing the long rotation up, and I wonder how much XP he's missed. He's not even going up, so he's continuing to miss even more soak here.
Yeah, Sops need to be careful here.
Come on, Kel'Thas. Get into a bit of trouble.
Big damage on the ETC, but he's going to be okay. Johanna pops her unstoppable.
Pops her unstoppable now, and the flailing swipe comes out early as well.
Hyperion used.
That's probably a reaction to the fact that Johanna died last time. that they both saw her in trouble and both popped their ults to try to save her. Whereas if she hadn't died previously, they probably wouldn't have felt the need to do that so quickly.
Yeah, Flailing Swipe is a Mosh interrupt used, so Jaina are going to struggle to interrupt this.
Oh,
the blind missed.
The blind. That's so unfortunate. And that is an early 7-minute curse. Swaps onto Johanna, so she does a Blessed Shield. This could actually turn now. Ooh,
Kidnap on Tanis.
At the... I did not even notice Imperius had picked the wrong ult there. But no, so they don't manage to secure any kills there.
They've got really nice follow-up for the kidnap ult though. You know, a silence, they've got Kale fast stun.
Yeah, but that only works if the kidnap ult is done before the silence and the Johanna shield already go out.
We'll see.
You just used it to save them from the silence.
Well, we'll see. Maybe they'll coordinate it better now. Anyway, blue team's cursed. Sops putting the pressure on mid. Imperius is defending top. Tanis just going up now.
ETC's finished pushing in bot and he's rotating up to mid, so we're going to see an aggressive play here now in mid. Get ready for power slide mosh pit? Question mark? No. Here we go. Oh yes, and that's going to be some kills. Bit late now because the fort's back up and the fort is focusing Cassia. Li Ming is also spreading the bomb, but the 2 kills go the way of the Sops. Good timing. Get up there, get your mosh pit on, and yeah, as soon as those 3 people grouped up, you knew the mosh was going to happen.
Yeah, good display. I think it was tempting. Was it the Jimmy who was kind of stood out a bit? It was tempting maybe to get an early mosh in, but
tried to take that one person.
Yeah, but he held it.
Held it. Got 2 instead.
Yeah, very nicely done.
And
better. I think better macro play from the Sops so far. Like,
really aggressive.
They're aggressive and like sending the ETC bot just before the fight then to pick up the XP, because when you get the curse it's really easy to miss out on experience. You know, your enemy's minions are dying so quickly, so...
Yeah, you got that minion wave all the way to the keep, then came up to mid and made the fight happen.
Jaina the Frost Mage are on this boss, and the Sops aren't really doing much. They're just hanging around in mid, they picked up the bruisers. They are going to scout it out, but I think it's going to be too late.
It's got to be too late here. I mean, ETC's going to come in. Does he get onto point? He does get onto the point. He's getting CC'd. He had the Blessed Shield on him. Imperius and Johanna are both on him now.
Killfast goes down.
Flailing Swipe gets him off point. Living Bomb's getting spread. Johanna in trouble. And, I mean, Jaina the Frost Mage unlucky with how low health the Sops were when they were able to disengage. Stun on Rhaegar. Nearly getting him. But they've got pressure in mid, so even though they got that boss at bot, they go to clean up duty. They can't get the other boss because obviously they've had 2 deaths as well. So very limited value from that boss. It got a tower.
Yeah, I mean, it was unlucky for them. It seemed like a good call at first, but then Killfast got sort of isolated below the boss, and he was just getting speared to death by Cassia, and then...
So... I'm predicting not much for the next 30 seconds, so have a quick look at the talents. Wave of Force on Li Ming, obviously interrupts. Well, no interrupts really. Duke of Silence, I guess.
Here's the aggression on the Imperius. The ETC stun, he gets knocked back. He's no chance he's getting out of this.
No. Not with no fort to retreat to. And that means straight away Jaina the Frost Mage just give this tribute. They know they're not testing it.
Yeah, Sops going to invade this.
I'm surprised the Sops have gone for the camp rather than the boss. But
yeah, I mean,
they might just look to push top straight away with this camp now.
Yeah, they could do. They don't have a definitive advantage just yet. They've not quite hit 16, so maybe that's put them off the boss. No, never mind. They're going for it now.
Going for it now. They're going to hit 16 any time now.
Yeah, I mean, the siege is a nice distraction while they're doing the boss. You know, if you leave that, it's going to get... Well, it's just about to get a tower. It could even get 2 if it gets ignored, so... Jaina respecting the 16 and just backing off. Getting the soak in.
Sops are going to clear the bruisers in mid. If they're really quick, they can clear those bruisers and then get back to the top lane to push with the boss, but I don't think they're going to choose to. I think they'll clear mid and then start thinking about posturing for the next objective, and that will give Jaina the Frost Mage enough time to get level 16.
Now, Sops have the heroics up, they have 16, they could fight in front of the boss here.
Here we go, here's the aggression we wanted. Cleared those bruisers straight up. A bit of CC coming out on ETC, but he's fine. that boss is still nearly full health. They can really go aggressive with this.
Yeah, they need to get a keep here.
Hyperion comes out a bit early. I don't know if that's going to keep them out for long. They can still re-engage. And they're not going to. They're just going to get the cast. Get the tribute, sorry.
I feel they could have forced the keeps there. I mean, it might have been close, but just throwing that gleaming damage out on it and the threat of the mosh pit would have made it hard for Jaina to push in.
Jaina the Frost Mage, who are only just now reaching level 16 as well, so they would have had a nice advantage. But can't blame them for playing safe. You got half the keep's health there. Get back to safety, get the tribute. The next one's going to be a curse, so that forces Jaina's hands to come and fight you. I would possibly be thinking about giving the next one and looking at level 20 and forcing the fight there.
Yeah.
So if they prioritize Soak here, they could be in a really nice position, not for the next tribute, but for the one after. But they are grouping up in mid. Getting the Frost Mage all grouped in top. So I think the teams will probably look for a fight here, just from the way that they're positioning. That bottom wave is going to be a big problem for Jaina the Frost Mage in a bit.
Yes.
If they don't get the fight now, they need to retreat and they need to clear.
They're going to invade these bruises by the looks of it, so Sops need to be ready for that.
Yeah, and this needs to be decisive for them. They do not have long. Get the Blessed Shield in now, you've got 2 people CC'd. Nice silence, nice Imperious stun.
Ancestral
ETC gets away with liver of her health, and Artanis kidnapped by Imperious. Artanis is going to fall to the Pyro.
No, the shield saves him. It's a miracle. Rhaegar goes down though. He was.
But yeah, two people in that.
But down goes Jimmy. Leeming combo takes him down.
Leeming just throwing blind orbs over the wall. Get some value.
This Artanis hero, I don't know how he didn't die. That is a miracle. Big Leeming damage coming out now. That triumvirate value. The resets from the triumvirate. Allowing it to throw those orbs out is a full orb Ming. Stukov looks to be able to channel this though.
And that bottom wave, it's got 1 tower, about to get the 2nd.
Maybe? Yes.
Yeah. So that is what is now Jaina the Frost Mage. I mean, even though they had a nice fight, they got that tribute. They now need to get back and defend. And like I said, Sops can really focus on getting 20 now. They only have to worry about that boss being done, but so as long as they stay fairly aware of what Jaina the Frost Mage is doing, but they are posturing to keep an eye on it. I think both teams are worried the other's going to try it.
Yeah.
It's that terrible situation where you know you need to watch it in case they do it, and they're doing exactly the same thing.
Sops need to be careful, so they've just hit 19. Jaina about to hit 18.
Oh, Kel'Thas is dead.
Unfortunate rotation. Didn't expect the aggression from Sops.
I mean, it's not necessarily what would often be considered a risky rotation there, but when you haven't seen the other team for that long, you know there's a chance they're keeping an eye on your boss.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful of that. And 5 men, they are absolutely melting that boss. And you know what's going to come with this boss? They're going to get the curse as well. Because there's no way Jaina the Frost Mage interrupts this. So
yeah, they look like they're thinking about it.
They can start pushing in with this boss straight away. This becomes, can we stay alive for Jaina the Frost Mage? Can you weather this storm, stay alive, and then try to get level 20 and try to fight them on equal footings? Because they are going to be level 20 now, the Sops pushing in. You've got to be communicating. Just don't die. Don't do anything stupid. Get this.
I think, yeah, Jaina need a kill here. I don't think
Housefly goes out on
defending this.
Stukov. Stukov is bad. Oh no, he gets the Valkyrie, gets the kill. Same Valkyrie value as she had in the first game. Pyro comes out on the Cassia and she's going to survive it. Artanis is still able to walk out. Kel'Thas and Jimmy focusing the boss a little bit, but they're not doing that much damage to it. It's still got a whole load of health, so they need to be careful here. Johanna grouping the enemy team up, but there's no damage to follow up. Same thing for the Imperious. Goes in, tries to group them up, ends up getting punished and dies for it. That boss is still on half health. They are not doing enough damage to it, and this, I think, is going to be GG.
I think Sops just need to focus onto the core now. They've got the kills. Nice mosh pit on Raina and
Jimmy's going to get the Kel'Thas as well.
There goes the Johanna.
There's the core. That's GG. one game each. We're going through to the third game. Well played to the Sops. They literally took every criticism we threw at them after that first game and proved us wrong in that one. They played that macro very well.
Definitely, yeah. They did. They got the kills like they did the first game. Like you say, they just took advantage of it.
Yeah,
you know.
And that Li Ming, the whole time was looking at throwing orbs at buildings and really pushing those structures down.
Thank you.
Just watching.
Thank you for the raid. Is it Karis who was on the Hero Land channel?
Ooh, we'll
Tamu?
take
I
that.
don't know. Thank you.
Thank you,
So,
whoever it was.
Yeah, whenever it happened. So.
And that was a good time to come in and see Sops get the win. 16 kills to 2. It didn't feel like that. I mean, we didn't quite see the Stukov follow up as often as I would have expected.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't see like the CC chains that they could have potentially put out with this team comp. But yeah, it certainly didn't feel quite that one-sided in the fights. Li Ming top damage, but she was closely followed by Kel'Thas. Obviously, Kel'Thas is a bit more AoE damage.
Mm.
A lot of structure damage by Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas and Li Ming also being the top soakers, which possibly shows you something was a bit wrong.
Yeah. So it's 1-1 now. Jaina the Frost Mage versus the Sops Epic Cup Group D. Very close so far. Got two teams with a bit of history who've played each other before. Both teams have won a match, so this one's going to the third map. Jaina the Frost Mage have gone for first pick, so over to the Sops to pick the map. They took us to Dragonshire on map 1. And they did lose that. Jaina the Frost Mage took us to Cursed Hollow on map 2, and they lost that. So map pick isn't looking so good so far in this series.
No.
That first pick value is definitely showing.
It could really go to any map at this stage. All of their preferred maps are been taken or they're banned at this stage, so no one's going to a comfort zone really.
No.
We'll have to see how they do.
What map are we going to see? Could see a Towers of Doom, or we're going to see Battlefield of Eternity for the third map. So I am going to start making that. Heroes...
And we've seen
Carry on.
We've seen a lot of focus so far on kind of banning out the solo lane and deciding really who's going to be able to control that solo lane. We're obviously going to see this again here. Do you think we're going to see the Respect Artanis ban?
It is known as his map. This is the Artanis map, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the one if you're going to pick him. He got some nice swaps. Got some really nice swaps.
It's hard to... There's quite a few heroes we've seen that would be quite popular here. So Li Ming's a really good hero on this map for all the poke. We saw how much value she got there. Jaina the Frost Mage really showing the Jimmy Love. I'm going to say Jimmy Love.
No, it's not quite the same for them though when they don't have that Bloodlust Rhaegar.
That's true, but still they've got the Jimmy Race on this map. Diablo again. He got banned out. A lot of value in the first map. Got banned out second map.
It's certainly going to be one of those tough conversations for both of the teams where they know they're going to have to let something through that they don't want to have to deal with.
Yeah.
So it's really a case of which is the lesser of the evils. What are you going to let through that you know is going to be a pain, but it's not as bad as dealing with the Artanis, or it's not as bad as dealing with the Rexar. So yeah, we'll have to see. I wouldn't want to guess now. I wouldn't want to put my money now on who's going to win this until we see the draft.
Definitely. Both teams have shown some definite strengths. See, I feel like I don't know if you'll agree. I'm feeling like Sops have the team fight, Jaina have the macro. So
yes, and I mean they don't have enough of an advantage on the macro that it can make up for the fact that they can't win the team fight. So there, where they only got 2 kills, they just didn't have an answer for it. They were still having to turn up and take the fights because they weren't getting the value elsewhere on the map to draw people away or to allow them to get picks. And they're going to struggle even more with that on this 2-lane map. Greg can't join.
Small issue.
Okay. Tell him to sign it off and back on again. See how that goes.
His status is locked.
Had someone banned him, gotten him banned during this game. The entire other teams just all reported him for something.
Right. I'm just going to remake the lobby to see if that helps.
Ooh,
Can you leave the lobby, Yumit? Because I feel like I'm going to break out here. You out?
I am leaving now. 1 second. There we go. I'm out.
I've done this before where I've created lobbies too quickly and ended up breaking everything. So, so GTFM versus Sops. Let's try again. So second time lucky. I see a Greg. That's promising. So we'll get into the third draft. Get Yosh off Jaina the Frost Mage's team. Or if Yosh was playing for Jaina the Frost Mage, he would first pick Artanis and steal it away from the other team. So first pick to Jaina. Right, hopefully after all of this, everyone's back in this lobby, we will get a move on. I'm just going to run for a drink very quickly, 1 sec.
Always. I mean, while Poppin's away, at what stage do you really start to think about just banning out that Jimmy? They've played him 15 times this season now. And I know it didn't work for them in that last game. And it might have been because they didn't have the Bloodlust to go with it. But he's getting a lot of value for them. This is a good map for Jimmy to be on as well. I think you just have to think, like, do we... I mean, they picked up double blinds. They had obviously the Artanis blind. They had the Cassia blind. So allowing it through and counter-picking it did work for them. But now, at what stage you get bored of dealing with it? But then at what stage you get bored of playing Jimmy all the time? He's not exactly the most exciting hero to be stuck on for an entire season.
That's true. But he's effective.
He is effective. But like I said, if the other team's taking a Rhaegar and they're taking double blind against you, do you let them counter pick against the Jimmy and then just go complete hero? Go for a double mage comp instead and and let them waste their blinds. Anton complaining that he dropped during the down the leaderboard.
Right. So, she's ready. The Sops are ready. Jaina's ready. Here. So,
here we go again.
Game 3.
Game 3. It's the decider. It's the end of the start of the the Epic Cup. So we'll see who finishes this first game on top. Who's one step closer towards winning the Epic Cup? That elusive title that we never managed to get popping.
I know. Maybe someday. Maybe we'll go back down.
Maybe someday.
One day.
What do we need to do to get back into Div 4, eh?
Have a worse season than we already did.
I've dropped from Diamond 4 to Plat 5, I think. So, I mean...
We got too many free wins last season. That was our downfall. So, Cassia banned out.
Cassia banned. Did not like those Valkyries. They've had enough of it.
Yeah, there were some really nice ones that got some really important pickoffs in both of the opening maps, so doesn't surprise me. And the amount of damage she can put out, I presume she can put that damage out on an Immortal, so...
Yeah, and she was going for like an auto attack build, so it should be pretty good on this map. It means they're going to let the Diablo through, I guess, which, yeah, not too scary on this map.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Johanna banned out.
Do you think we'll see the Rexar ban again? Again, not necessarily his best map, but
no, but I can see this one more than Cursed Hollow.
He can do a fair bit of damage to the Immortal, and he can get camps, so he's a consideration.
Yeah, I feel like the Misha stuns can be quite good around the objective, doubling up with the Immortal stuns. Tassadar ban. Okay, we've seen him banned out every map so far.
Yeah. Now, will we see the ETC or the Rhaegar prioritised in the first?
Jaina definitely, they've said, we want to force out one of these, I think, haven't they? Two strong
I
picks for
think
them.
I think if we see Jaina get Rhaegar, we know they're going Jimmy as well. And then you've got to see the.
Is it
Okay,
Rhaegar? So
yeah.
they'll be presumably first picking the ETC here. I would be surprised if they didn't.
Is he that valuable?
I feel like it's a big comfort for them. Okay, they've stolen away the Li Ming, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Got a lot of value last game for the Sops.
Yeah, they didn't appreciate her, did she? The
No.
reset, she got a lot of damage.
Yeah, it was an old Ming as well. She was just laying down those mobs one after another. And it can be, old Ming can be really vulnerable, but they didn't really have anything to threaten her most of the time, so.
And there's the
Diablo.
Diablo they let through.
So Diablo very good on this map, lots of choke points. You can stun people around the Immortal if you're defending.
See, I've had arguments with chat about this before, and people seem to think Diablo's good on this map, and I think the entire world is wrong. This is not a good Diablo map.
No.
It's a lie. Yeah. So I'm already willing to bet against Sops. I just don't believe.
So,
What are they
ETC
gonna be?
Anduin.
What are they going to be nano boosting though?
We'll have to wait and see. I'm not too sure. But the Anduin...
No speculation. Not going to be that Kel'Thas. They.
Yeah, Kel'Thas is through, but there's still one more chance for it to be banned out.
Just having a look at what else they play that's nano options. They also play Jaina, who is an absolute weapon, and they play Orphea. So there's a lot of scary things.
Could even be the Sylvanas maybe again.
Now, does this mean they're not going to be picking Artanis, do you think? The fact that they've banned the Jimmy? They're like, well, we're not going to pick up a blind.
Maybe.
Or they want that flexibility. They don't want to be forced into picking blind heroes again.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Also, with Cassie already being banned, that's half of it gone. So there's the Artanis ban. I think they're both teams suffering from a bit of mind games here. Not really sure what the other team's going to go for.
Plenty of respect.
I can't even remember what they banned in game one, but other than the Tassadar, I don't think it looked anything like this, did it?
Not quite. I think Johanna was.
Yeah, Johanna and Tassadar, and then the other four have changed.
Yes, I think you're right. There's Sylvanas and Kel'Thas, so 2 nano boost targets in theory there, depending on who's getting the best value.
And we've seen before this Sylvanas really punishing ETC quite a lot in the first game.
Yeah.
So maybe they were just thinking, yeah, we know we can chunk him down. We can force him not to be able to sustain in the fights.
Mm-hmm. So, and there's a lot of Mosh and Salvation interrupts, if Anduin wants to go for that ult, on the side of Sops already, just from those 4 heroes. Last pick's Valor and Thrall. Okay. Thrall seems like a good pick up here. Valor surprises me a little bit. I like only having an Anduin as your support against Diablo seems a bit scary. You know, if you start stepping forward, getting out those auto attacks, then
I'm thinking. I hope that Valor avoids positioning near walls. The Sylvanas and the Kel'Thas can destroy a Valor so quickly.
Yeah.
She's the one that you don't want to miss position.
Hands? Okay, so no Bruiser or tank for the offlane for the Sops. They're going for 3 assassins, so presumably Sylvanas will kind of be the offlaner for them. Didn't expect that.
I mean,
just
it will work. You don't have to worry about the Thrall pushing too hard against the Sylvanas, as long as she keeps her health and then just deletes the wave, which she can do.
Yeah.
Go on, I'll let you bet first.
I'm going to stick with the Sops. You don't believe in the Diablo on this map. Anton's put a great argument in chat.
Yeah, well, do you know, I read Anton's comment, and all I was thinking is, how come I never get nano boost lightning breath? It sounds really...
When we've played it, I've nano boosted Linux when he's playing Diablo.
Oh, alright. So you do it when Linux
Well, he goes lightning breath, you don't.
Apoc's too fun. And I'm always thinking about the Team Wombo combos. I mean, Apoc, Dragon Arrow, it's fun.
Dragon Arrow's terrible.
Especially when you put a Wailing Arrow and a Phoenix on it.
I want to see Dragon Strike. ETC goes in for the mosh pit, thinks he's doing a good thing, and so Dragon Strikes on top of him, kills him. GG. I believe.
Yeah, I mean, A wise man once said, "The only setup you need for a Dragon Strike is a mosh pit on the other team."
Sounds like a very, very wise man.
I'm also enjoying watching the Sops have a bit of a dance before they move anywhere. I don't know if your screen was on that.
Just caught the end of it.
They just stepped out of the Hall of Heroes and all started dancing.
Beautiful.
Which I enjoyed. So on the left, my team going to get me my 100 points back. I have Jaina the Frost Mage with Voolish on Anduin, Grek on Li Ming, Sparkman on Thrall, Marble on Valor, and Bree on ETC.
And on the right hand side we have the Sops, who are coming back into the series. They've got Sopmeister on the makeshift offlaner Sylvanas, got Sneseglan on Diablo, Kiss Tank on Hanzo, Sozi on Kael'thas, and Chromescale on the Ana.
Ooh, the lane setting up how we expected. Li Ming trying to throw an early orb at Ana and just missing. And Kael'thas starting to put those living bombs on as well. It's always a statement when your first thing is just to put a living bomb on someone. I'm going to be spreading these around a bit, thank you very much. Diablo and ETC, it looks very, very familiar to us from an earlier game. Diablo gets the stun, ETC responds with the power slide. Yep. They did it a lot in the earlier game, they're going to be doing it a lot now. But it worked in the favour of the Diablo last time.
Yeah, Sylvanas taking a lot of damage from that Thrall on top. I think she's going to struggle a bit here. She doesn't have any sort of sustain. Nice stun on the Li Ming. She's in trouble, has to get pulled out by the Anduin. 57 health.
Just gets out. Mind Control, Lightning Breath, Dragon Strike.
I can see it. Those are my kind of heroics.
There's not many people that have that much confidence in their mind controls.
You should see my mind controls. I always pick Wailing Arrow to keep you guys happy, but we'll see what happens this coming season.
Yeah, should we commit to it now? A mind control comp.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, next season mind control comp from AFK for Coco. It's a promise.
So just a bit of skirmishing going on.
Playing very passively in that top lane, which is sensible. I mean, I wouldn't bother trying to push out.
Yeah,
really.
But even then, she's just getting poked down. Like if she gets rooted by the Thrall, well, she could just be dead now. She needs to be really careful.
There's the root on the Kael'thas, no follow-up, and the Valor gets the stun. This is what we expected there.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, that's the target. If those stuns go out on that Valor, she is going to die nearly every time. Just got proven. Very nice job by the Sops.
So, rather than going for a camp, they're going to send Ana top to heal up their Sylvanas, which is much needed. Like I say, she's just been struggling up there.
Standing still, saying, thank you very much, you can leave me now.
Yeah, as long as she's picking up the XP, then it's not a massive problem. As long as they've got a plan for like the team fight and objective phases, then there's no issue with the Sylvanas. She can clear the waves later on, she just struggles a bit when Thrall's trying to zone her out. So...
and both teams had been posturing to get that bottom camp, but then ending up to deciding to leave it because they were both worried about each other. Which I enjoy that little bit of back and forth that results in nothing happening. There's the stun on the ETC, here's the flip, saves it from the Kael'thas damage, but hey, he's again just asserting his dominance, saying, stop standing near these walls, I will punish you.
Bruiser camp's picked up at the same time, so they'll need to be cleared up, but Sops are getting quite a bit of damage out on the Immortal to begin with.
Yeah, Jaina the Frost Mage being a bit slow to react. Power slide from ETC on the Sylvanas, but she's able to escape, and ETC ends up getting in trouble himself.
Ooh.
Nice orbs into the back line there from Jaina, from Li Ming, sorry. You know she's looking for that revenge from last game, just throwing the orbs, trying to get that bit of punishment out. Now ETC and Anduin staying to defend, while Valor goes to push down the Immortal.
Thrall's clearing top as well.
Li Ming took a little while to go top and then has ended up coming back to defend. And she throws damage in, but it gets absorbed by Diablo, and we now get the halftime show.
Are we just going to see both teams race? Are we going to see Jaina sacrifice his first Immortal, or are they going to try and contest? Because
both teams are racing.
Surely Sops have the race? Surely? With Hanzo and Sylvanas? It is close, actually.
Yeah, it's surprisingly close.
But they have got it.
It does go the way of the Sops, but I think they had obviously the advantage at half-time.
Yeah.
So both teams might be inclined to try the race again in future. Now, Full going to top, Li Ming and Valor, and the rest of the
Hanzo
team.
going up. This time it's his turn, so hopefully we'll see the Sylvanas trait come into play here. They didn't really take advantage of it in the first game we saw, so hopefully we'll see it here.
Yeah, I'm really glad to actually see it get used, because it was quite frustrating in the other game when they just didn't get any value from that this trait. And Li Ming is focusing this Immortal. It's done quite a bit of damage.
It's the first Immortal. It didn't have any shields. You don't get too much value, do you? Half a fort's pretty good.
They got half a fort and nearly the well.
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't put a bit more effort into trying to poke that well down.
Yeah.
But I think Kalphos can come back at any time and just give it a sneeze, finish it off.
Yeah.
And Sylvanas going the very long way round to try to sneak that top camp. And Fool's just checked it and seen it's not being done. So I think Sylvanas is going to get it unchallenged now, because he won't think she's there. Meanwhile, his team in bot lane are getting a lot of pressure. They're getting forced back to defend.
They're going
to start poking the structures down, or are they going to go for the camp? They're going for the camp, and it's going to be contested.
They're going to notice that missing Sylv soon, so for all might check that out, but he is in a 1v2, so...
Li Ming being a little bit unfortunate again. Damage getting absorbed by Diablo, so she doesn't get to hurt the Ana as much as she wants. Sleeping Dart and Grenade on ETC forces him to back. And here's the... not the stun on Li Ming, it must have still been on cooldown. Sylvanas has now... Sylvanas, sorry. Who's come to bot?
Hanzo's come. Yeah, Sylv got the camp, and then Hanzo's come down. So it looked like Jaina the Frost Mage were going to get that camp, but they kind of saw the Sops push in, and I think they pushed in quite confidently, so it scared Jaina the Frost Mage off. But they did have the numbers advantage. I don't think it clicked that Sylv would stop.
The ETC took quite a lot of damage, and because the grenade had been on him as well, he obviously had to wait for a heal. I think that just made them nervous enough to back up. Now, Sops are up to something. They're rotating up quickly. I think they were hoping to get the full, possibly. But instead, they start damaging the Immortals straight away. I think Valor was rotating around, hoping to get their bruisers.
Thrall's in a lot of trouble.
Thrall dies. ETC was CC'd by the Kalphos and kept away from helping his team out. Li Ming's in a nice position here to start throwing some damage in, but she possibly walked forward a bit farther. Diablo in trouble. That Valor damage was absolutely shocking for the Diablo, and
it nearly goes down to an orb.
Hits Ana. Now they're backing. This is the Jaina the Frost Mage's opportunity to race this. Oh my god, I can't even talk. Race the Immortal down as quickly as possible, but Diablo's back straight away. So they're going to back. They're going to wait for Thrall to rejoin, and then possibly look for the team fight in the mid away from the Immortal damage.
Yeah, they're going to hit 10 as well any second now. There it is.
Yeah. And here goes Power Slide, Earthquake. Ana's in a lot of trouble here. And now Diablo's going to get finished off by Li Ming and Valor. Thrall finishes off Sylvanas. He's not going to be able to get... Oh, he's not able to get Kalphos. I didn't think so, even with that route. But here's the halftime show from the Immortals. I think possibly Jaina could be a bit cheeky here and get someone to lane, just start pushing bot. Or start the bruisers near them, but no, they're just focusing the damage. Death timers are still pretty low. Diablo and Ana are back. Sylvanas is back. They're all running to mid. They're not going to be able to do much damage to the Immortal. Thrall goes to pick up the globes. He's not picked up by his team, backed up by his team, so he could get ganked, but instead, Sops choosing to get their bruisers. Gives Jaina the Frost Mage something to worry about on the off lane. So Thrall is going up to the off lane. He's going to have to deal with those bruisers and the Sylvanas. Meanwhile, you've got 4v4 in bot. Everyone's healed up. Everyone's ready for a fight. But Jaina the Frost Mage, not quite there, not ready for an initiate just yet. All the cooldowns for the ults
Diablo's going to be in trouble here.
Diablo is in trouble here. There's the light bomb as well. Oh, Li Ming was lucky to get back to safety there, though. There was a surprising amount of damage put on her. We still have Mosh Pit, we still have Wave of Force, so they have to worry about that ETC positioning aggressively, which he is doing. So he's just putting that little psychological pressure on them, saying, "I'm ready to Mosh Pit you. You can't chunk our Immortal down too quickly."
Yep.
Thrall did manage to deal with the bruisers in top. Sylvanas not getting much value being able to push in against him. Jaina the Frost Mage, level 12.5, about to hit level 13. They're going to get this camp. Not really too clear what they can do from here. They're possibly going to go up to top and try to push that. If they push top, they will get 13. They will be fighting with a talent tier advantage. Obviously, Sops have to clear bot lane out. Here we go. Full rotating down, so they're making sure they don't lose out on any soap. So it's going to be a 4-man pushing top.
Yep,
They get the Ever Siege camp.
Sops could probably just take the fort here. It looks like they're going to.
Yeah, there's not much will to defend that, is there? Nice sleep dart on Thrall. He's going to get CC'd again here. Oh,
Dragon Arrow to confirm.
Dragon Arrow just making sure. But yeah, you do not want to walk between that Diablo and your own fort. Come on. You've been punished enough with it so far in this match.
So the Sops evening the structures up by taking
and here comes Dibbles. Oh, nice CC by... Oh, no!
Nice defensive power slide from ETC there.
Yeah, he's really worked to save his team. He gets pulled out by the Anduin.
He's going to be in trouble here. He goes down. Living Bomb finishes him off.
He could have afforded to spread that to the Anduin, but he too much of a nice guy. Too used to not spreading the bomb, and he dies as a result of it. Fall back to bot lane to soak that up, but both teams now on level 13. The advantage that Jaina did have has now been lost. Equal on structures. Sops are invading their camp.
This is dangerous.
Jaina can poke at this a bit.
Well, Jaina have all their heroics up. They're not going to get there in time. Yeah, they're going to get in time. They'll get there in time to contest the objective. ETC is back now. They've got all the heroics. The Sops theirs are just coming off cooldown. A bit longer on Wailing Arrow, so Jaina the Frost Mage can contest this, I feel.
Can we quickly get talent choices before Jaina turn up to contest?
We can.
Q-Build Valor, Calamity, Li Ming, which so far not proving as effective as the Orb Ming in the last game. Halftime show is over, and we are going to get a team fight now. Both teams pushing in. All the heroics have cooled down except for Sylvanas with Wailing Arrow, I believe. Not mind control.
That's correct. 10 seconds left on that, so Sops might just wait that out just a moment.
And I mean, Kel'Thas still being able to poke down that Immortal a little bit.
Thrall
coming in from the flank, but he gets stunned by Diablo. Here's the APOC. Thrall now pops Earthquake, and here's the counter engage. Light Bomb on the ETC, putting a lot of pressure on Anna. Anna falls. They're going to turn around and go for Diablo. Hanzo also falling to the Li Ming, getting the resets, getting the Calamity value. I take it back. It is just as effective as the Orb build. She gets the reset. She gets 3 kills. Very nicely done.
Yep, Diablo falls on top. The Thrall chasing him.
Watch how quickly this Immortal health just disappeared then. They got the kill. They got there straight away, and it is going. I'm surprised they're not starting the camp here. ETC is doing it. Very nice. So they're going to get the bruisers as well. They've got 12 seconds till Diablo's back, so this should go uncontested, but Sylvanas wants to poke a little bit of damage in there just to let them know that she is there. Will they go 5-man top, or do you think they're going to put Thrall back to bot lane?
I think they should go 5-man top here.
And they are doing.
Yeah, you want to get the keep wall here, minimum, I'd say. You want to put the pressure on the enemy team. Yeah. You're about to hit 16, so...
And they've actually got catapults in bots, so there is a bit of pressure coming in there. Anyway, that lane is quite pushed in. So, here we go. Phoenix comes out early, tried to take away as much of that shield as possible. And so far, both teams just playing a bit passive, poking in. ETC wants to be careful positioning near that top wall. Diablo is in a position to stun him. And now he's in a position to stun Thrall. So
16's up for Jaina the Frost Mage. They've got Mosh Pit, Light Bomb. So I think they'll happily take a fight here if Diablo wants to go in. But
everything's ready to go for Jaina the Frost Mage, and it's just Phoenix on cooldown. They've taken the wall, they've taken one tower, and they seem to be happy with that. They're backing away.
Ooh, Hanzo's in trouble.
Oh,
Mosh interrupted by Wailing Arrow.
That's a nice APOC, but saved by the Anduin. Really getting good value from that Anduin pool. Kel'Thas saving himself, and in return kills Li Ming. He puts a lot of pressure onto Valor as well, but somehow that team wipe goes the way of Jaina the Frost Mage. That could have gone either way there. Really nice interrupt on the Mosh Pit. Really nice engage by the Diablo, but Anduin just doing what he needed to do to keep his team alive there.
Yeah, I think the 16 advantage played a massive part there. That might have been the difference, because it looked like it was in favour of the Sops at first, but then Jaina really turned it around.
And that Kel'Thas spreading the bomb could have killed them all if they were on even talent here, definitely.
Yeah. So, top keep taken, and Jaina and the Frost Mage backing off now. They're going to pick up the siege camp top, it looks like. So,
and my dog eating some of my contact lenses, so I'm
nice.
back.
So Sops should be able to pick up level 16 very shortly, just in time for this objective. Looks like most heroics should be off cooldown. Earthquake's got 30 seconds left, but yeah, should be back in time.
They've not left anyone top to deal with that siege camp. Instead, they're going to get the bottom siege camp.
So risky play.
Good. I mean, the problem with this is they're going to have to send someone top to clear it at some stage. So they're going to risk the immortal race here now.
Yeah, it puts a timer on this fight. They need to get in and fight quickly so they can get back to defend it.
Yeah. And the problem is if you have too decisive of a fight and you lose, you could throw the game here.
Yeah.
So they need to be really careful with this. So... Make sure there isn't a team wipe in their in the favour of Jaina the Frost Mage. Li Ming's just, hoping that damage now.
You can't play passive like this against a Li Ming. When this objective's up, she's just going to keep poking it down like that. She's already done nearly a quarter of it.
Diablo goes in on the Li Ming. It's a nice stun, but no one from his team was able to follow up on that. It was too far away. Apok gets wasted. It only manages to stun the ETC. Valor and Thrall put a lot of damage on Kel'Thas there and deterred him from engaging. Here comes the power slide. Earthquakes on all of all of the Sops, and Diablo falls. That Earthquake was so nicely positioned to just slow their entire team. Oh, Li Ming's orb misses, but we still have Kel'Thas fall. And what does it force Sops to do? They need to clear that top wave, which means we're going to get a half-time show in favour of Jaina the Frost Mage. Really unfortunate for the engage on Sops. I think actually desperation is what forced... I mean, it was an amazing stun from Diablo, but his team wasn't in a position to follow up, and that led to them being split. And
they had to do something. It might have been easier to sort of back off, defend, wait for Jaina to push onto the Immortal, and then go defend the Immortal. Try and get a Diablo stun around there, and chain the Diablo stun with the Immortal stun, perhaps.
No, I don't think Jaina and the Frost Mage are going to be able to keep this Bruiser camp alive for very long. But the shield on this Immortal is almost full. It's 17 minutes. It's going to take a valiant effort from Sops to save this game. I think they probably want to look for the fight behind the Immortal.
Yeah. You have to kind of take the fight while it's killing the keep, and then chunk it down when it's going forward towards the core.
Yeah.
So maybe a Dragon's Arrow into Apok.
They got a lot of damage on ETC there, and he just spread the bomb to Li Ming. Realistically, you want to see an Immortal use his abilities, and you want them to engage here. If not, here's the Immortal onto their core. It's still got some shield. They're going to lose a lot of core health unless something magical happens here now. ETC goes in. He does stun the Diablo, but he's getting punished in return. Apok comes out. ETC's dead. Diablo also dies though. And there's the reset. Almost getting the Hanzo. Unlucky for him to get away. But this caused 50% health, 40% health. It's GG. There's no way they're killing this Immortal quick enough. And the game goes the way of Jaina the Frost Mage. They're going to be overjoyed with how that game ended there. Feels bad for the Sops because they put up a valiant fight. And it was really only late game there that they got punished.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You okay there?
I mean, as an opener to the Epic Cup, it's been very pleasing.
Definitely. It was very well played by both teams. Like we said before that draft, it could have gone either way.
Div 4 this season in general had some really good matches. It's had some teams that we expected to have a very easy season, really having to fight for it.
Yeah.
So this is the opener to the Epic Cup. Shows that Div 5 isn't going to be a walkover either. It's going to be some good games, and we've got a lot to look forward to, definitely.
Yes, and credit to the Sops. They're the Division 5 team coming up against the Division 4 team, so you wouldn't be able to tell they're in different divisions, I don't think. just based
No.
off that match. So good job to them. Would you want me to ask for a winners interview?
Oh, of course, we love a winners interview. Who is the captain?
Vullish for Jaina the Frost Mage. The Sops, all we regret is the Hanzo mispick.
Mispick? Oof. Don't know, it seemed to work. It was good.
It seemed okay, but yeah, maybe I think there were some of those fights where they would have benefited from having that bruiser. So
Gonna send Grek in. For Li Ming.
let's go head over to the interview room now and await Greg.
Been enjoying the action casting.
Right, and now.
I think it helps when the match is a little bit earlier and we're still awake. Hello,
Yeah.
Greg.
Oh,
Hello.
So, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
I bet you guys were very happy with how that third game ended.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah, it was good in the end.
I'm going to ask you one question before we take it back to the first game.
Yeah.
Playing that Li Ming in the final game, was it very satisfying getting revenge after having to deal with all those orbs being thrown at you the game before?
I guess Li Ming is one of my strongest heroes, and I completely don't know why we have always in Heroes launched such a low win rate on her. Completely don't get it, but I guess it's kind of unlucky. It felt good this time at least.
I mean, you certainly got some nice resets there, and even right to the very end when Hanzo barely escaped with his life as you were killing the core. It looked like you were having fun, that's for sure. If we just go obviously back to the first map, we saw you guys kind of ban out the Rexar, get the Leoric on the solo lane and kind of really dominate that solo lane early on. Dragonshire, is that kind of a map that you guys have played on quite a bit and you went into it with a strong strategy? Or were you kind of just being reactive to what the other team were doing?
I guess earlier seasons, Dragonshire was one of our best maps. We didn't pick it this season so often and didn't play it so often. But yeah, we feel really comfortable at it, and so it was fine to play it for us.
Nice, yeah. And obviously you won that first game quite convincingly. I don't remember what the deaths were, but I think Poppin said that the other team actually got more kills than you. But it just felt like every time that they did get some kills or they won a team fight, they weren't able to kind of push in and get any value from that. Is kind of macro play quite a big focus for your team rather than the team fights?
Yeah, I guess we slept a lot in the macro this series, and in the first game we had the luck that Sparkman on the solo lane was playing really good, and we nearly never lost top.
Yeah.
So it was good for the team motivation, and I guess that this was the game-changing mindset for us.
And obviously you had Bloodlust Jimmy as well, which it looks like it's been a favoured strategy for you throughout this season. Do you think, having now played Jimmy 15 times, that you need to worry that he's going to be banned against you and you're really having to pick up kind of your second strategy for maps rather than being able to go to your first choice?
Yeah, that's kind of true. We picked him a lot this season. I guess we didn't pick him the 8 seasons before so often. But yeah, I guess it's a strong combo and it felt really good, and we have a high win rate on it. So if the enemy doesn't ban it out, we will go for it for sure. And yeah, I guess we've shown as well that we don't only can play with Bloodlust.
Yeah. Especially when, again, so obviously they stole the Rhaegar from you in the second game and it worked in their favour. but then they
Yeah.
banned it out. So you guys responded quite well to that. The second game obviously was possibly a bit of a shock for you guys at kind of how it went.
A little bit, I would say, but for everyone, it was clear that we just say, okay, we don't think about this game anymore. We were just playing really bad, get ganked on solo lanes in the early game.
Yeah.
I guess before the first curse was, we had already 9 or 10 deaths, and that was just bad. So we know that this went really wrong, and that we still can win this series.
Yeah. And I think it showed that obviously you did manage to get your heads back in it for that final game. Like I said, it looked like you were having a lot of fun on the Li Ming. That Anduin as well. Obviously, Volish is your team captain, but he played very well on Anduin and did a great job saving you guys from trouble a few times. So yeah. Hats off to him there. Do you kind of think that the kind of obviously you played like a very aggressive comp in that game. You also played quite an aggressive comp in the first game. Do you think you guys feel a bit more confident when obviously you've got that ETC, you're doing the engage, and you're very much kind of calling the fight from the outset, and it's on your terms? Do you think that makes a big difference to how you play?
I guess that's a really funny point, because we in the team, we think that we can play it smarter, and then we play better, and the aggressive compositions aren't so good for us.
Okay.
But in this series, it was really good, and I guess we had good decisions when we want to fight. Like in the first game, the last team fight, Bree on ETC was ready, and I just called, okay, pod in, slide, and get the mosh pit, and so we got the fight for us. And in the last game, it was also like, okay, get the flank with Thrall and Earthquake, and then we will get 1 or 2 kills for sure. And it went also really good like that.
Yeah, and I guess as well when you're having to deal with Artanis swaps in the second game, as well as Valkyries in the first 2 games, that's possibly why the aggression did suit you a lot more in that final one.
Yeah. Cassie played really good, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's why we banned her out in the third game. It was really annoying for Jimmy.
That essentially answers my next question, which was going to be, were you just sick of dealing with Cassie?
Yeah, it was kind of like this.
Fair enough. Well, I think that's all from me. Poppin, do you have any questions?
No questions from me. Just well played, and good luck in the rest of the Epic Cup.
Yeah, good luck. Do you have any shout-outs?
Yeah, for sure. Shout-outs especially for Hasselboop, our normally main solo lane player, who isn't able to play in the playoffs, but he was cheering for us for sure. So shout-outs to him. And also Nate as well, our sub player, who was ready to jump in. And yeah, everyone else who was cheering for us. Thank you for the cast for sure, and well played by the enemies. I get it could have went otherwise as well. So they played really good.
Yeah, cool. Thanks a lot. And I'm guessing you're very glad you were able to reconnect for that final game. So your sub didn't get to play.
Yeah, a little bit comfortable, and then it's gonna fine. Don't be too tight about game 2.
Yeah, forget about that. Move on. You've got a few more games to look forward to now. Best of luck in the future. Hopefully, we'll get to watch or cast some of your games as well. So we might talk to you again if you continue to have success.
Yeah, nice. Thank you really much.
Cool. Cheers. Talk to you soon. Good luck.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. All done.
There we go. All done.
The Epic Cup over. It was
very fun first game.
What are we casting next?
Well, I was just going to say we have applied to cast a game on Thursday, but I was going to say let's swap it.
We're going to swap it?
Well, there's one at the same time, so we'll
Wait, wasn't it Owl Exterminators?
No, that's next week, I think.
I was going to say, what are we swapping it to? Let's have a look. Thursday.
Yeah, swap it to the other Epic Cup game at 7:30. Anyway, that is all from us. We will see you on Thursday, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you everyone for watching. Bye.